Hey there everyone, I'm Chris, otherwise known as Killerdog or KD. I've got a very special treat for you today. I'm doing PvP again. I haven't done a PvP video for a couple of years. For a long time I was not able to record on my old phone, but I've got a new phone, so there's no excuse now. I'm going to start making PvP videos again, probably every couple of months, something like that, in amongst other videos. So here, this is just from the last season, so that was June 2024. I recorded like 5 matches, and then these were basically the best 2 that I recorded. So that's what we're going to look through today, me using some kind of Nyx team that I was trying to build around Nyx more in the way of slowing down the enemy team and then having some fast sweepers. So that you can see here is Nyx being one of them. Nyx is exceptionally good at sweeping once it gets charged. And then Charybidya, and I've got Doomgoo next in line, which Doomgoo was a new one of my monsters, so definitely wanted to try that one out. So this is not like the most ideal team, but it is a strong team. One of the awkward things about this front line was Shukabloom, if Donrilla died, which the good players got rid of Donrilla, then Shukabloom didn't have any other beasts around, which was a little bit awkward, but I usually managed to work it out how to do it. So this enemy team was really cool because it was using that monster which I just killed. But using that with, Captain Whiskers or Wraith Captain, it gets piercing, and you can see they've got Wraith Captain next in line, and then you can use this really fast throw next to piercing kill, and it's so cool. It works really nicely. Unfortunately, the rest of his team wasn't particularly well set up for dealing with mine, so I was able to just about line things up. There's some stuff at the beginning there which I would have loved to talk through, but I've been saying other things, so I haven't been able to say it. But I was able to line it up to just about Crescendo Strike kill that Plumesalisk, so that then that wasn't going to kill anything. So then Sturgeonidas kind of gets stuck on this Dark Stag. That was the idea of what I wanted to do there. And the bind on Dracarosa was because I wanted to... actually, I can't remember now. Oh yeah, I wanted to purify the Shikabloom, that's right. And here... I'm in this actually slight awkward state because Charybidya is out of play. It's done the bind plus. Nyx is not yet charged on the Crescendo Strike. It does have Blood Fury, but I don't particularly want to be using that. So I don't really want to bring in too many enemies. I don't know what he's got next in line. I don't want him to get any control. So I just use a Union attack to keep the seconds down and force him to do something like this where, he Dream Hunts to kill the Dark Stag. I also wanted to then knock Sturgeonidas down out of fighting spirit range. I hoped that Union Attack wouldn't kill Nyx, but it does. So Nyx is down. Unfortunately, lost some kind of sweeping there. So we're not in the best of positions. Then he really weirdly uses Link Stealth All when they're poisoned. I guess maybe he just doesn't have the secret skill on to purify, but that's really unfortunate. So I still decide to kill Triviathan anyway, because I think maybe he just messed up. Maybe he does have the Purify. If he didn't have the Purify there, it is basically dead weight, so I could have left it. Now this skip here, this is something I wanted to point out because I don't know what he has next in line. He might have some kind of stun, and Arboratus would be stunned if I could with Doomgoo. So I skipped to get the kill with Arboratus, and then would, if it was stunned, it doesn't matter, because I got 2 kills with it first before it went out of play. Alright, so the second match, this is kind of a really good example, I think, of how Nyx battles can go. This opponent has all 4 monsters, 50% speed or higher, so I was able to slow down all of them. Now, this is just ideal. Also, Nyx has the infinite shield right now, which ironically, Satomi could have done the shield breaker on it. Decided to go for the Turbo Tusk because it was about to get a turn, and I think he just didn't want me to sort of chain stuff together with give turn. But yeah, you would think of this as the ideal kind of encounter, because you can do you can slow them all down and just take control and win, right? But actually no, sometimes it plays out like this, where they get to kill a bunch of stuff at the beginning, and then their team kind of counters mine as well, and it just ends up in a really awkward, complicated fight that is quite hard to win. So this one's actually really interesting, I think, of the 2 matches. What he should have done is he should have gone for my Donrilla, put that to hold ground with the Snowball, and then he could have done the instant stun killer on that to take that out and left me with the Shikabloom. Instead he didn't do that, and then he had to do basically the same thing of putting something to hold ground, taking it out with instant stun killer. So it didn't work out perfectly well for him. He could have played that a little bit better. I've got so many toxic monsters and stuff, I need to kill that Cyclozar. Then I take the stun, just have to kind of hope and see what happens. Luckily his next monster is just Sikian, which is not aggressive, so he can't like step back into something aggressive. That's what I was a little bit worried about. He does the double hit to take down Chibidya. Very actually well known about the damage there, that he probably needed to do Confident Strike first in order to take it out with Aoi. Now this is really, really awkward for me. So I want to kind of line up the stun, which means I need to have 3 things poisoned. Now I would normally want to leave both Satami and Sturgeonitis there. Also bear in mind, like, I don't really want Sturgeonitis on the battlefield. I want that because that's just going to revive if it gets stunned. I don't really want Aoi on the battlefield because that's going to get a turn if it's stunned. I want to be able to push this Dasikian out of play. My auto poison is going to, like, basically cancel out anything Dasikian does. So I decided to knock them back with the intention to then kill Aoi at this point, and then I can rebring those back in, hopefully kill Sturgeonitis, then stun. I don't need to kill Sorrel just yet because there's basically no birds around. It's not really a threat. Satami I'm going to try to keep alive because that is slowed. So I kill those, and then Zomboid revives because of course it does. So I hit the Zomboid again. Here, I probably should have second gunned the Sorrel. I don't know why I didn't. I go for the Zomboid instead, but it kind of works out fine. So anyway, I kill the Zomboid. He then kills something with the Satami. He can't actually really kill anything other than the Nyx, which actually, in hindsight, probably should have killed the Nyx, but maybe he's just so scared of what the Gorgodrate's going to do. And then Berry comes in, and I was... Berry is just like that super hard counter because I've got a bunch of poison monsters. So the Berry's a big problem. I've really got to stun here. It's going to revive that Sturgeonitis anyway, but, you know, I had to really do it before he could purify with the Dasikian. So Dasikian's at least out of play. Satami's out of play. Sturgeonitis, hopefully that's not too much of a problem, but this Berry is a big problem. Even so, I'm kind of in control here, so I can somewhat decide what I'm doing. I have no idea what the Sashimi Slicer damage is going to be like on the Sturgeonitis. Like, it's full defense, it's got HP boost. Actually really, really good, and it's ideal because it doesn't quite kill the Sturgeonitis, which is perfect because I don't quite want his next monsters to come in yet. Especially because Freeze Cobra will poison my Wilhelmina if it was on the battlefield. So that was actually, like, ideal. Really, really good there. I can see he's got this poison endgame, which is in the PvP meta right now. Like, a lot of people like to put in Freeze Cobra around this kind of slot, and then they'll have, like, Asmodia further back, maybe Scorpiogeist, maybe a Death Gazer, that kind of setup going on. So I know that type of thing's coming on, and I know that I just know there's going to be an Asmodia, which means that I need to kill into that quickly before any of my things can be bow out. That is, that they've been on the battlefield for 200 seconds or more. So I know my Luna is going to be a massive problem for him because it hasn't been on the battlefield for 200 seconds. Similarly, Wilhelmina hasn't been on the battlefield for 200 seconds. So I can probably do double fast strike into a team turn. So that's what I'm going for here. I get rid of the that Asmodia comes in. He can only do bow out on say the Nyx. I've got a team turn hopefully lined up here. He's got a Rochi next to the line. Now I know he's also, one of the other 2 monsters is that Volkaiga, which has a stunning entrance, which is going to be a problem. And as I double fast strike, there's a very high likelihood it's going to come in. So I've just got to hope here and line it up with the team turn right next in line. And funnily enough, the stunning entrance from Volkaiga is actually going to work against him here. So it gets, you know, I was saying earlier on, it gets complicated here. He takes down the Wilhelmina before it can team turn. But if you notice, all my things are stun immune. So Orochi, normally it can use the stunning Fulu and it can kill something and stun the other stuff. But because Volkaiga stunned things, they have temporary stun immunity. So he can't actually do it. And my stunning entrance at the back, which I've managed to line up by killing off his stun protection, means that it's going to, like, as soon as he kills anything now, his Volkaiga's going to be stunned. So, you know, he looks at it for a while. He kills the Akekian, I believe, is the thing that he's kind of got to take out, but the Brynhilda's going to be a big problem. So, yeah, the thing is, if he goes for the Brynhilda, nothing's getting stunned. So I'm just going to get a turn with Akekian, and I can kill basically anything I like. But it's going to be just too hard for him to win at this point. This battle was really tight in the end, and ultimately it came down to he had some counters, so despite the fact that I was able to slow down his entire front line, he was able to get an advantage and then counter anything I had, and I had to play really awkwardly through this. But that was the battle. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you enjoyed seeing some PvP from me again, and I'll see you in a video soon.